studio. It's going to be a very interesting one. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, on the politics and everything else that's happening as we prepare for the general elections. Hashtag, of course, to use his news center, or Betty MKL is my Twitter handle. Let me hear what you have to say about our discussion this morning. Let me introduce my panel of guests. Seated right next to me is Onyango Olo, who is a NASA Secretariat spokesperson. Thank you very much for joining us. We also have Odoyo Owidi, who is a political analyst, and we also have Karanja Kabage, who is an advocate of the High Court. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. So we'll just start from what we were able to see on the screens, and that is both NASA being heckled in Kabarnet, I beg your pardon, and also Ruto being heckled in Kisumu. Onyangolo, what went wrong?
Nothing went wrong. Everything went right. That is how our politics has been configured to, that we are heavily polarized as a people, that even those who attend NASA rallies with the best of intentions in Jubilee strongholds would find themselves in the midst of people of the opposite side, and vice versa, those who attend in NASA strongholds. So I would tell you something that would shock you, that nobody organized the heckling in both sides. That it is spontaneous, that we have so polarized this nation that the people on the ground sometimes just feel that they have to protect their own, and they think by protecting their own they have to bring those who are competing with their people down, which is a very warped up way of thinking about politics and campaigns generally. Personally, as NASA, we do not support that. We maintain that the president and his deputy, unlike everybody else, have a right to traverse this country and canvass for votes from everyone, as much as the prime minister and his team must be accorded respect and free passage to all parts of this country to canvass for votes. And out of that, we hope that the best candidate would emerge.
All right. Although I'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. Last week, Raila Odinga was in, is it last week or the other week, in Kiambu, and he got a fairly great response from the residents there. They were even telling him, you know, these are our problems, and if you form the next government, these are the things that we want you to tackle. So what was different this time round?
I think we need to look at the genesis of what happened yesterday. And there are also a few lessons to learn from it. You've seen in the near past we have been having these campaigns of mentioning names and tackling personalities. And you know, in the countdown to the Homa Bay visit, Kajwang, I think the Homa Bay senator, plus Amobe had said, we welcome Uhuru Kenyatta, but we don't welcome William Ruto because he has been too personal with our leader. And I think we should have learned a lesson from there. Though, you know, politicians do not want to give in to other people's demands. So Ruto arrives in Homa Bay, and the people say, we want President Uhuru Kenyatta to talk to us. But we do not want William Ruto. He insists and goes on. Then we move to Kisumu. The same thing happens. And I think somebody signals his home base that, you know what has happened to your son? He has been humiliated here. It is time, payback time. And I think somebody talks to the people in Kabarnet. Why do I say so? Because they were having Jubilee t-shirts to throw away at the NASA brigade. So that means somebody moved them. Somebody told them what to do and what not to do. And when I listened to the interview given by some of the people, they said, our sons have been humiliated in Kisumu, so we have to do this here. So this is a lesson that all politicians from across the political divide must learn and know, how do we deal with this in future? We have to drop this personality name calling. All right. Karanja, what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I think we must commend Kenyans. For me, the incident that is being referred to in Kisumu and the incident that is being referred to at Kabarnet, it's not a big deal. If you look at what has happened across the country since we started the campaign, they have been generally very civil. I mean, the politician or the political class of both the divide, they have been received very well. So we shouldn't worry so much about 2 or 3 incidences. I think generally there is an expression of maturity by the populace. They understand issues that are affecting them, just like you have cited in Kiambu, which is the president's stronghold.
Yes.
But the people there were willing to engage the former Prime Minister very, very positively. They were talking about the issues that are affecting them. So that means they understand what are the issues that are ailing them. And I think we should not overplay the idea that in one incident a presidential candidate or a deputy presidential candidate was heckled here and there. I mean, there's no big deal.
There's no big deal. All right, interesting. We'll come back to the conversation. But for now, I want to